Alright, just a bit of a heads up. The episode was super long today, so we split it into two. Each one is about 2 hours anyway. Alright, back to the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fools and Corpses Bluesky Backwater. We meet our intrepid adventurers once again in the city of New St. Jude as they attempt to flee Fink and just about everyone else on the planet who they have wronged in various ways during the train heist.
It's an organized retreat.
Organized retreat. They're fleeing, and they're trying to debate about which way to go and figure out who is going to help them get off the planet and how. They have uncovered that what was in the case was a series of 6 distropods that can be grown into various forms of structures and kit, and they don't quite know what all of them do, except for one of them generates a barracks. And now there's some debate on who they want to side with. Good old Jack Throckmorton.
You say good old.
Yeah, I do.
I think that's a misphrasing.
Yeah, it's offensive. It's horrible to call him good old. But I do it anyway. So Jack Throckmorton, to re-engage the flight rail, the train that goes through the middle of the town, to pick them up and take them off planet for free. The other options include talking to the Duchess and seeing what she has to say, or just stealing a ship from the Duchess and hoping that goes well.
Just stealing a ship.
Yeah, just doing that. There aren't a lot of other options besides selling the seeds and trying to find a way to buy a ship or buy passage off the planet. But, yeah, so it is the middle of the night, and you're talking about maybe spending a few hours resting. I should remind you all that if you do so, you're moving the clock forward, and good old Fink is going to be coming into the outskirts of town expecting his payday around that time. Well, around dawn. So it won't quite be done yet by the time you finish a maybe 4-hour rest. But that just moves your timeline up.
Do we have to take a whole rest period to try to just bandage ourselves and keep going?
Yeah, we're not doing like a resty rest.
So if you want to just bandage wounds, you can just do that kind of in line. You can spend a little bit of time doing it. It won't require any specific amount of time. If someone like Cornelius wants to run some sort of longer term process to regain some resources, like his healing darts, he will need longer than just...
There are a few things I need to synthesize before we get into any sort of violence again.
Okay. So I think that's kind of a hard requirement for us.
So to be clear, you can synthesize your other darts, your paralysis and your sleep darts, without that same time period.
Okay, sure.
It's long enough that you can't do it in combat, but it is not several hours.
And if we did the shorter period, what can we do for me with my 3 ranks of wound and 10 lost hit points?
So 10 lost hit points.
I would need to sleep, I assume.
Yes, you would need to rest.
I do have a medical kit.
If you have a medical kit, you can use that to heal her wounds, or attempt to, along with good old Jimmy here, who's all hopped up on blues, and he might be able to help out dig that bullet out of your shoulder.
And I have a
He'll do
flashlight.
anything.
Yeah, flashlight's pretty great.
Start drinking this, and I'll hand you the 100 proof alcohol.
Burns real good.
Yep.
He needs those. He needs those.
Not normal. Wait. Alright. So, I suggest we find a suitable place a little ways out of town where I can make a campfire and get some of my reactions going. Once I've done that, I'll see to your wounds.
All right, so making it out of town is fairly trivial. Do you want to go roughly to the place you were before you went into the shop, where you talked to Jack Throckmorton, or do you want to go even further out of town for fear that he may be lurking?
I'm interested in somewhere out of town, also out of sight.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be hard for them to find, and why would they look for us there?
Yeah, so kind of here in the no man's land,
Yeah.
between the flight rail yard and St. Jude proper. There's nothing there. No one goes there, and if they were going to go there, they would use the road, which is far enough away that you won't be seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll get a fire going.
Yeah.
Get my reaction started, and roll for that?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So roll me a check to.
Okay.
Oh wait. So is this what are you building?
I'm attempting to start the reactions and produce my paralysis darts
Yeah.
and sleep darts and
And your
juice darts.
So doing that, I would say you can. Yeah, roll for the total number of doses you generate,
Okay.
and then you can allocate them as you like.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I am just basically I'm doing chemistry.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
using the things I have in my kit.
Yeah.
And my smartiness.
Yes.
Smarty stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Cornelius's pack.
Yep.
Ingenious.
Mm-hmm.
Encyclopedic knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about writing the vitals as sort of a preemptive thing to add to darts because I'm making them right now. How do you play that?
So right in the vitals is a potency thing. I thought we were talking about something else.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So
I
just
see.
roll-
Oh, so right now I'm
yeah.
trying to
Yeah,
decide
just
how many doses.
generate. Yeah, the number. Of doses.
So without that,
Yeah.
it's 8
8. Yeah.
plus 8.
Which is the good dice? Which is the positive dice?
I'm back to the one that I switched to. Red good.
Red good.
Red good.
Red should be good.
Yeah, everyone knows the red die rolls better.
Two. Oh no. Okay, so you are able to generate 3 doses.
You're cursed.
3 doses. Okay. I definitely want a juice. I definitely want at least 1 paralytic.
Yeah.
What am I enhancing with the items I found in town? Or
If you want to spend those on this, then you can just add them. I'm sorry, we didn't discuss that. But so that means that the liquor
Uh-huh.
and the blues, you can use a dose from both of them, and add, let's say, 4 for each.
4
Huh?
to my check.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
4 mod to your check.
Okay.
4 total from the
So-
For total or for each?
For each.
So,
Four
so
each,
then
yeah.
10.
Yes.
You do not get any of Jimmy's blue.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't have blues. I have
Oh yeah,
some
you have
sort of
the
horrifying
the
narcotic.
military grade narcotics. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
so you get 8 doses total. If
So
Well, you get-
I roll a 10.
You roll a 10, which means that you get 6 doses,
Okay.
Yeah.
6
which
doses.
is the number of darts he has anyway.
Hooray!
fair, fair.
More than that would be kind of academic.
Okay.
Um,
So I'll just go 2, 2, and 2. We're not going to take the time to make the many darts,
Yeah.
darts. So I'm just going to 2, 2, and 2.
Mhm.
3 juice. 3 juice, 1 sleep, 2 para.
All right. So that's all put together. I would say that on the liquor, you have 2 more charges, and on the narcotics, you also have 2 more charges.
Hard
Okay.
liquor.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting here
Yes.
looking at you, broken
Yeah.
wrist and gunshot wounds. Like,
Hey,
hey,
you're like,
hey, over here.
How many ranks of wound do you have? Just 1?
2.
Oh.
okay. So now we're looking at repairing you and you. Okay. How are you going to help with that? Are you going to help with that?
I will do whatever.
Oh,
He
okay.
has a surgery arm.
Yeah, he has a multi-tool arm that can be you can
I
use to
wouldn't-
poke wounds.
I've probably done this on myself a few times.
That will do nicely by itself. Now I'll see to your issues.
So how would I help if you're doing a thing?
So
Yeah,
you are
those are
probably
different
going to be doing the surgery,
Yeah.
and I am going to be advising you.
Like a maestro.
Yeah.
Which is
Sing
for
the
the
same-
best.
Some middle maestro.
Yeah, it's like some kind of middle
I understand how we do these things.
Which is for the best because he rolls terribly anyway.
Yes, so I'll prepare like poultices or disinfection stuff
Sure.
and all
Yeah.
the sciencey
Yeah.
stuff. I'll handle that,
Alright.
and I will instruct you on how to.
Yeah.
All right, then that means that
Safely.
he rolls, and you take your mod plus, or you take your mod and half it and give it to him. But you do get middle manager for this.
So Jimmy, being a Wild Western kind of feeling
Sure,
campaign,
yeah.
Jimmy is the kind of doctor that just gives you a stick to put in your mouth.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing he's here.
This is to help.
I need this.
It's not
scene
that
of,
bad.
Like him relating. Well, this part of the arm. Well, it's basically like sheetrock. You just kind of just like try to relate it all. That is
Okay.
I don't put a stick in my teeth. I just gnaw on my riot shield.
Yeah, you just like
Okay, that's
I would question scientific prodigy, except that I'm specifically like a biologist. So definitely would have.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Ingenious, encyclopedic knowledge, mid-level manager.
Yes.
Arguments for half of right in the vitals. Because
Yeah.
these are wounds that we are treating. And I know how to not nick an artery.
And it's in my torso area, which counts as vitals.
So what's your rank in Right in the Vitals?
4.
4. I would say you apply half of that mod, which then get halves again.
Okay.
So
I'm calculating my total.
Yeah.
So, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Medical kit.
Yep.
So,
nice.
so 13.
13.
Over 2, rounded down.
Yeah, 6. So add 6 to you, and then add your whatever.
You can decide how you want to play this, because I don't know. Blue collar.
Yes.
Half of any blue collar rank.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I was thinking that.
Yeah. That's a negative mod. You think you should rub dirt in it.
I feel as if mechanic could get 1 of my 5.
I think you can take 2. Yeah. I would say
I'm
that.
gonna restart this.
Yeah.
I need more sheets.
Do you have ranks for your robo arm?
I do.
Hell yeah.
So we're in 2, and then a 2, and I have a okay. This is break-in is the opposite of what I want to
No.
do. My plan. So just thinking through this on a gameplay level, I have a hand drill, but I feel like what I want to do is use pliers.
Yeah, so you
I'm
can use your
doing not be
multi-tool
doing that.
hand.
Yeah, so I'm just using the sawed-off shoddy. No, I'm kidding. The multi-tool robo hand, which is a 3.
Yeah.
And I have the juice is gone.
Juice is gone.
Juice is worn off, but I do have 3 blue to add to this.
So I would say.
But I have negative to tweaker, so I should get a +1.
This is a little controversial, but I would say that you get the blues, and because you are currently under the influence, tweaker is applied positively.
So I need to start applying tweaker negatively all the time?
Yes,
If you're not
if you're not under the influence.
drugged.
Well, that changes a lot of things. We'll talk about it.
Okay, so do you want to just take blues for now and just say that it kind of breaks even?
The way I was thinking this would happen
Yeah.
is like for any check, if I wanted to resist,
Oh,
My
resist to the
impulses.
urge. Yeah.
or like, so when I was at the bar, I just kind of,
Mhm.
I immediately was like, I'm going to drink. I'm
I
gonna
see,
go over there.
I see.
But if someone, we were having
All right,
some
so then
check-
in that case, I would say that your dependence is not high enough for you to gain advantage.
Yes.
Or get significant disadvantage.
Yeah.
Depending on your inebriation level.
So-
what it says that blues is going to give you 3, and that's that.
Oh, wow.
Because you are, I mean, it's an upper. You're focused.
Yep.
You're like ready to go.
Well,
Yeah,
that is
starting up
definitely mechanically superior. The idea that we have to keep you high to succeed as a group is way funnier.
Don't worry. Just keep giving.
I was thinking that would come up, like, if the Duchess was like, here's some drink, and she wants to poison me, and I'm just like,
Like,
oh, there we go. That's
yeah.
clearly,
Don't question.
I'll stab myself with anything.
All right.
So add 6 on top of whatever you get.
That's
here.
not my dice.
Yeah.
Those are not.
Oh,
It doesn't count because you
I
rolled.
don't get to care about
Yeah.
what's good.
You don't get to roll the narrator's dice. That is a mulligan.
And
Oh,
it was
baby.
better. So
that's an
I am. Yeah, I'm at 18 plus 6. Okay.
So
Nice.
you roll a 24. Awesome. So that means you're.
So I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
for Samson to hold her down, and I'm like,
Mm,
I know you don't like it. You know, we're not doing that. You're just gonna.
Gonna nix that.
The elbows come out
Okay.
immediately. Elbowing.
At least bite down on this.
I'm gnawing on my riot shield.
I say, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, I've
So I take my
done
thumb,
this before.
and it turns into a lighter, and then I like flip out the pliers and like heat them up, like, so that they're safe to use.
Yeah, they're stale.
And then I wipe them off like first, and then I do it again, and then I
Rag steams.
And then does someone else have a flashlight since I don't have
She has one.
Yeah, I have one.
one? Okay,
I'm
so
flashlighting.
someone else will hold the flashlight.
Yeah.
And I will go in, and
All right, so
And the whole time you're doing that, I'm just thinking about my days as a riot cop and going, these soft little boys don't know how many times I've had to cauterize my own gunshot wounds.
yeah.
This is nothing.
So you're able to get in there, and with Cornelius's expert guidance, like loop the pliers in, and like dig around in there a bit, and you're like you catch on her collarbone briefly, and then like move, and you get the slug, and you pull it out, and then you're able to like cauterize it very quickly. And I would say that while you still have damage on you, the roll was so impressive that your wounds are now gone.
Woo!
They've been effectively bandaged. And,
Thanks, boys.
So yeah, you're back up and running. I would say the same mod applies, but you will have to re-roll if you want to send his ribs.
Okay.
Do I need to roll again?
No, you didn't roll in the first place.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I just tallied you.
Aha.
Yeah.
Come on.
So starting at a 10.
And that's why it was good.
And this one does not go as well.
Yeah.
I get a 4. I had a -6.
I thought it was a 12 and a negative. Oh, a 12 and a 6.
So yeah, your mod was 18, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
are
you
why
had
are you
it.
starting
I started at a 10.
So 10 minus 6 is 4, plus the 6 from you
It's
is
10.
10. Yeah, so you're back at 10.
I'm at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I was just being my side.
That ain't no 24. But
yeah, how many ranks in wounds do you have right now?
by which I don't know exactly the nomenclature, but when you gave me the thing, I think it was a -2
Yes, that's 2
status
ranks.
effect.
in
That's how we're
wounds.
talking.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's 2 ranks.
So 2.
So I'd say one of them gets removed.
All right.
Which I think is thematically appropriate. Setting a rib is super hard. There's nothing to set it with.
Yeah,
So
it's like how are you like?
line it, bandage it up real good.
Just pick up some dirt.
Yeah, you like wrap it all the way around your core, and you're like, oh, this sucks for like 12 weeks.
Yeah, for a while. Like,
Yeah.
So, do either of you two have wounds?
No, I was able to take care of mine.
What
and
about
he
you?
got cleaned
And
up.
his.
I actually am 6 down on health points.
Okay,
Yeah, so
yeah, I
everyone's
was
low
gonna-
on health,
but
but
no-
no one has wounds.
So, what are health point totals at?
It's 27.
27,
30.
27.
26.
Okay.
Howie.
So yeah, we're kind of beat up, but not dead, and not taking penalties in combat, which is real nice.
Yeah.
Except for him taking the 1. Yeah, just a little skosh. Yeah. Tiny little skosh. All right. So you're all healed up, and I would say like through all this process, an hour has passed. But not like so significant that you're gonna like be worried about your time.
All right. While this bubbles away, what do you think we should do? I think perhaps our best option is to trust Jack Throckmorton.
Well, hang on now. I said we should work with and not trust.
At least far enough to get the job done. Of course not. He's a scoundrel.
And
I
then
mean,
we boot him into space.
Obviously, we kill him when we're done.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, of course. Throw
Sorry,
him off the train.
that's assumed, of course.
Yeah. Obvious.
all in good time. Keep our eyes on him, of course, at all times.
Now, how's about you figure any way we can maybe get an audience with the Duchess without getting ourselves unalived?
I feel like those two plans, I mean, I don't know what they're kind of mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Well, I expect if she's the cause of all of this, and these people that we robbed were under her employ, that she'll know by now our faces, essentially, our descriptions, and have put together enough to not trust us in the least and probably kill us on sight.
The question is, does she employ them? Or did they just come here in a ship that they had to go through her shipyard?
I don't know.
Another question is, anyone that actually saw our faces remain on the train? Pretty sure everyone that we actually got close to, Jenny threw off the train.
I was in there holding the line for longer than you guys were in the car. You know, I think they saw
You
me.
may be underestimating the perception of the average soldier. They all saw my face, at least, and more than the face of Jenny.
And you and I probably have the most recognizable, builds.
The shield, probably.
And the little raccoon in the papoose.
Yeah.
And the papoose.
Sorry, average sized raccoon or badger. You're a badger. Sorry, boss.
Arctoid.
Yeah.
Archie, please.
Connie the Archie.
No, no. It's corn.
Dr. Cornelius Cook, please.
Porno.
No, not corno. Not corno. Just corn.
Who would stoop so low?
In any case,
No.
I think we should advance Jax's plot line and see if we learn any more about the Duchess as we go.
Yeah. I don't like it, but I don't think we have better options than that.
Weasel.
Now, where do we
Is that
find
offensive?
Jax? At least that's the correct fact. Anyway,
Is it one of those things where it's like it's offensive because he assumed it would be offensive
And said it anyway.
and said it? Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Just get me out of this.
get out of here.
Yeah.
So we need to find Jax.
Okay. So every time you've ever found Jax,
Jax!
yelling into the-
Jax!
Trickster God!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you've ever found Jax, it's been at the bar.
And is it too late at this point? MS. Is it too late at this point for the bar to be still open and bustling? Or
No, I mean it's probably burning down a little
Okay.
bit. It's on fire. It's smoldering. It happens every night. They set it on fires.
Just plant a new
Wow.
pot every morning.
Yeah,
It's just
It's a dime a dozen. Okay. So we should go to the bar.
Alright.
Or any skeezy alley where he might be hanging.
Jimmy is like, go to the bar. He just starts walking that direction.
Does there happen to be like a late night suit store, but it's more like a Savers, like they only sell
Savers.
really horrible suits that are just gross and full of patches.
Man, that's a very specific story you're looking for.
I know how to summon Jack Throckmorton.
There's not any of those. Although I would stay out of them on other planets.
Corn, do you still need time for your stuff?
Oh no, it's finished.
Okay, you said things were bubbling, so I just wanted to make sure.
I'm decanting it as we speak.
All right, so you start heading back towards New St. Jude, and you get to the outskirts where the road enters into the city. And on the first lamppost, first telephone pole lamppost that's like lit in the town, you see a scraggled figure in a beat up suit leaning against the pole with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Well, hey.
You knew we'd be back?
Oh, I mean, I was counting on it.
All right.
All right, what?
When do we do this?
Oh, which thing?
Reactivate the depot.
Oh, you mean my plan?
No,
We could
our
do it
plan
right now.
that we're choosing to let you in on, as long as you don't stab us in the back. That plan.
Oh, well, I mean, are we here to mince words?
How are you feeling after your recent blunt force trauma?
Oh, you know,
Mm-mm.
there are...
Flirt with him, not me. He's tweaking out.
there are worse love bites.
He's right.
All right, so I mean, if you're looking to go through with all of this, if you all are ready, we can head over there right now. I don't see why not. Middle of the night. I imagine the guard crew is a little.
They
mad.
said we were going to the bar.
I mean,
So
take it up with your buddies.
What is
If
it? What's
we go get the job done, we will get some juice.
Nice.
So,
We're gonna do this. Why don't we? So why don't we just lay all the cards on the table?
All right.
What's about we tell you what we know and you tell us what you know. Now you mentioned the rail yard.
Yeah.
What else you know? You had to get something to get Isabel on the job.
I didn't have to get anything. I just have to get off planet. She knew that, and she needed a hand, and so I lent one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'd like a little bit more information about the Duchess and what's going on with her.
Okay. What do you got there, Short Breeze?
Something has been happening. We've got a bit of detail as to what it is. We'd like to know what you know about it.
Okay.
We can talk on the way.
Okay. I mean, if you don't think that it's going to change your minds at all.
Well, we have a long walk ahead of us to change our minds if we need to.
All right. All right, let's go.
I walk behind him and just keep an eye on his hands. You know,
They're
pick-
just like
pick
lazy,
pocketing.
like
Oh, of course.
easy, like easy, like Sunday morning at his side.
Just-
like they just like
Slimy.
kind of like. Hey.
Ugh.
All right, so you got some questions, Connie. I always like your questions; they're always so insightful. Isn't he just though?
Do you like
So
to
smart.
answer them? Because that's what I'm interested in.
Oh, if I can. I mean, you're just so clever, though. Sometimes I don't know. Little old me.
This was a bad idea.
I think he's tweaking out too.
So, what is the Duchess's role in all of this?
Oh, the Duchess's role in the train and everything.
The current situation we find ourselves in.
Well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but I imagine that she had some sort of dealing with those Blinn guys that y'all just decided to knock off of that train there, and I mean, she doesn't really have any dealings in North Grantsville, so I don't know what she was sending them out for. Honestly, I don't even know if they were with her anymore.
The
Man.
townfolk think she's making a play or something. What's
Oh,
that
I'm
about?
sure she is. She's rarely ever idle.
This guy.
She. Can we count on her being unhappy with the job that we recently executed?
Put my arm around him. We is all of us. Huh?
I would not count on her for anything around what we've done.
Smoking kills, man. You know that, right?
So does punching perfectly innocent bystanders in the kidneys. But you don't see me complaining.
That sounded a little bit like a complaint.
See, if
So
you
did that.
if you like my questions, it would be wonderful
Yeah.
if you answer.
I don't know that I've failed to answer any of your questions there, Connie.
No, you have.
Oh,
You have.
okay.
You
I beg your pardon.
you said the men might not be with the Duchess anymore. What do you
Sure.
mean by that?
Well, I mean,
Speak it plain.
all the ships coming in and landing, if anybody was paying attention, have y'all been paying attention?
Continue talking, please.
If anyone is paying attention, they ain't Blinn ships. Not a single Blinn ship has landed or taken off from her compound.
And yet, they bear the insignia of Blinn Corporation.
Well, the ones who left her compound did, but not the ones who were coming in.
And what was their insignia?
Oh, I thought you all knew. It's all nice in that box you got there.
Keep talking, please.
We don't have the box.
They're vac enforcement.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
You see, what I think is happening here, if I am to be completely candid, which I know I can be among friends, I think we're seeing a good old-fashioned change into the guard. I mean, see, Blinn is just fine if you got some small-time thing, you need garden, something that needs like a consistent rent-a-cop, you know, that kind of thing. But if you want to make a play, if you want to extend your reach, I mean, I don't think Blinn's like up to the task. They aren't for field ops. They're for enforced positions.
So you think they're making a play for the planet?
I think that good old Cadence, or rather Alicia, good old Alicia, she has always resented that her family lost control of New St. Jude. She told me, or not as much herself, after, a couple of tequilas. And I think that she looks to take it back.
So this is her making a play.
I said as much.
So back enforcement, huh?
So she is working with VAC enforcement.
I'd imagine
To
that
cause
they're working
this
for
to
her.
She's no innocent bystander.
Oh, there's nothing innocent nor bystanding about the Dutch.
Profiteer, I should say.
How did Fink know?
I didn't think know that they were moving something.
Yeah.
I mean, any number of ways. Fink's got ears everywhere.
He has his fingers in as many pies as the Duchess.
See what you did there.
What about Winnie and Sally?
What about them?
They're back enforcement.
Oh, they used to be.
Do you think they're involved?
And do you guys do any of your own homework?
Keep talking, please.
We're doing it at the moment.
Cracking mentally.
They used to be back enforcement. I mean, I don't actually know what all one he got up to before he was back enforcement, but I mean, he was dishonorably discharged from vac enforcement. Do you have any idea what you got to get up to get discharged from one of those things? I've seen stuff that would make your toes curl. And they don't even bat an eye.
Good thing or a bad thing?
Depends on who you ask.
Zoom out, narrator.
Yeah?
Do we have a generally bad... Does VAC enforcement have a generally bad rap?
Vac enforcement is essentially a military for hire.
Sure.
So it is as bad as that is.
Sure. They have a reputation for, like, looting and...
War crimes.
War crimes.
Burning villages to the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear stuff. Yeah, no, they don't have a good reputation. Now, it's nothing that you could, like, take to court. It's nothing that you could, like, that, like, makes them, like, head and shoulders above all
Just
the
war
other...
crimes.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Everyone knows,
Illegal.
but no one has proof.
Yeah, it's like, it's not something that makes them head and shoulders worse than other enforcement agencies. But all enforcement agencies are pretty terrible.
Well, given their reputation, perhaps a dishonorable discharge from VAC would be a good sign as to a person's character.
Well, I mean,
Difficult to say.
whatever lets you sleep at night, bud.
In any case, how are we getting into this place?
Yeah.
Getting into which place?
How are we getting off-world? What's the plan?
Oh, the flight rail. You see, you're asking so many questions about the Duchess, I figured you might want to go talk to her.
I don't know that we have anything.
Unless you got way, we can get an audience with her without unaliving all of our beautiful selves.
Why would we do that? Why would we do that? I think that's a bad idea because she may or may not know
Yes.
who we are and what we did.
I think we have the information we need about the Duchess. Enough to know we have no business with her.
All right. Well, how we get in, y'all, we mosey on up to the flight rail. You off any number of guards, or at least make sure that they're not going to bother me while I make my way inside. You give me a few minutes alone with all the doohickeys in there, and bing, bang, boom. Let's call it 20 minutes. Later, system comes back up online, clears the barricades, and we all make our way off this rock.
So you need 20 minutes of distraction?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of minutes.
Do you need help?
Help getting this sorted out?
I like pull up my hands. It's like I literally look at myself.
It's like, I mean, if you're willing to lend a hand,
Oh god, he also makes puns.
if you're willing to lend me a hand, then I would be glad to have you along.
All right.
If your buddies don't need you out on the outside,
Where
helping
are
this
they?
distraction.
Where are our dusters?
Wherever you'd like them.
Okay. Seems like a good way to take some guards on a chase.
You have 3.
They pop some bubbles popping in their faces.
We could go get the box back and be like, we have the box.
I don't know if these guards are going to know what on earth that is.
That's fair.
It might not make the best bait, but they might know who we are.
Yeah.
Potentially. If Duchess's communications are good enough. So perhaps the most Thor Thumb-esque of us could make a bit of a scene and flee. Be pursued? That might buy you enough time.
What's a good way to do it to make it not seem like it's a distraction?
We need to take something?
Or have some kind of believable motive?
Yes. Any ideas?
I'm gonna kill your other horse.
Well, how far is this from the Duchess compound here? We really are.
It's about. So, yeah. So flight rail's here. This distance would, on your dusters, take maybe 15 minutes full tilt.
Okay.
Same for the distance from St. Jude to here, right? So that's about the distance.
So if we're walking,
Yeah.
we're walking from here to there. Is that the
You're walking. So if you're going to the flight rail, you're going from here to here.
okay?
Yeah.
So the plan with Jax is bypassing the blockade altogether.
So the idea is that the blockade, the train, the flight rail needs this entire track unblocked. Also, the track goes further that way.
Yeah.
And so by going here, you're going to turn on an automated system that will clear the track for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that also allows us to avoid having to deal with the 3-story high wall.
That
Got
kind of stuff.
Okay.
Because the wall is another obstruction, which could be removed in a thrilling event of something.
6-part adventure.
Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to get a better look at the
Duchess?
place we're going.
All right. At the Duchess.
So as we approach,
Yeah.
we can assess the situation. And
Are you guys on your dusters or are you walking?
We might take the dusters for a time and then get off them because I assume they're loud.
Oh, they're not terribly loud.
Okay.
They are. They use the passive gravity management technology.
Yes, of course.
That has been developed and is used in all spaceships. And so they don't actually make a lot of noise besides like a small turbine on them that pushes them forward. So
You know, I've spoken to some of the most brilliant scientific minds in the universe. None of them know how that works.
Oh yeah, no, it's a hotly, it's a closely guarded.
Miraculous.
Yeah,
But everybody
it
agrees
just
that
works effective.
Yeah, everybody agrees that
it does work.
if you figured it out, it would stop working.
Yeah, no, if you actually wrapped your head around it, that's it. It's
Anyway.
over. Yeah.
Let's take the
Alright,
dusters most of the way and then
Yeah,
get off.
so
the-
yeah, you're within range of them, and you you get down and you kind of hunker down and start to approach the edge of the flight rail area quietly. I have a little thing for what you see. You see a pair of enormous gray concrete buildings stretch off into the distance. You wonder if every building in New St. Jude could fit inside the pair. Each building is lined with small loading dock-style doors, several stories high, on all sides, except for the ones facing the track, meaning right here, where a huge set of bay doors sit sealed and collecting dust since well before you fell into town. You recognize these structures together as Flight Rail's prefab mid-range shipping hub, capable of continuous automated shipping to the tune of 6,000 cubic meters of cargo an hour. Clearly, someone thought that New St. Jude would be doing quite a bit more business than it currently is. On the scaffolding surrounding the outside of the structure, you easily count at least a half dozen guards, with another 3 at the bay doors, all wearing brown coats and full face masks.
So I guess we're like peeking over a ridge
Mhm.
or something. Now just turns.
Doesn't someone have like a viewfinder? Don't you have like a pair of sighting binoculars or
Some
something?
rangefinder binoculars.
Yeah, those
Indeed,
ones.
I do.
Yes, yeah. So he's doing your like little business.
Yes. Do you know where you're going?
Figure right down there.
Very specific. Where do we need to draw attention from?
Oh, I see what you mean. I'm seriously just trying to get you to sigh exasperatedly as many times as I can. Okay. All you gotta do is make sure that I can see right down there, and he points like into the dim, and you can barely make it out, but you see just the faintest outline of a small access door right next to the bay doors of the left building.
Okay.
I need to get there.
What is in there?
Well, I mean, it's the entire automated flight rail system. So it's all of the...
Why does it not work right now?
Well, there's a several-fold problem. Part of it is no power. I figured that they just disabled the breaker somehow. There's no damage to the power grid in this area. And the other part, I imagine, is like some form of software blocking, so it can't be remotely activated.
What's the guard presence look like at that door that you point to?
That door is right where the triplet of guards is like kind of patrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many in general across the compound are we looking at here?
A total of 9 that you can see plainly.
Okay.
So a
So,
half
like-
dozen on the scaffolding.
Okay.
And then like
9
3 down.
plainly, you can
Yeah.
easily double that for in and out of buildings.
Is there a perimeter fence? Or is this just buildings?
Just building.
So there's nothing much other than the buildings.
So to be clear, you all know what flight rail is, and you're all well acquainted with how it functions. Basically, inside of these buildings is very little movable human space. What is actually in there is racks and racks and racks of like automated arms that like reach out and take train cars and pull them in and unload them, like all of that stuff.
Okay.
And so it's like extremely densely packed.
Like machine shop.
Yeah, well, it's like one big robot essentially,
Mhm.
and so when you walk in there, you're walking inside of a functioning robot, and so like typically not something you do while it's functioning.
I have a question, unrelated. My taser knuckles
Yes,
are 4 times per day.
Yeah.
We've rolled over into a new day. Does that count?
Yeah.
I would say that so you used them while the sun was going down. It is now at least into the middle of the night. I would say that the little charger on your knuckles has gone up past the 3 mark.
Okay.
And there's a 4th mark that it hasn't hit yet, but you're 3 notches in.
Hell
So
yeah.
you
Is
got
this
it.
like charged with the sway of her arms?
Sure.
She walks
Just
by?
also walks blindly loose.
Yeah, like
Do you
using it Sunday morning.
Yeah.
The 200 pull-ups that I do every day
Yeah.
charge the
That's cool.
knuckles. Yeah.
That's cool.
You see like little lightnings going up and down her arms. Either that or they just both have a ripcord on them.
So the approach is not a problem. Simply walk up, but we need to do so without being seen, or some of us need to be seen aggressively.
We could try for a stealth approach and just deal with those 3 guards, and then, I don't know.
Quietly.
You were suggesting at one point putting on uniforms.
Why don't we start a firefight
Oh boy.
with each other? That way, no. Cornwall, hear me out. So,
You're just doing it because it's cool now. You think it's cool
yeah,
because Jax did.
It's cool.
I never thought I'd say this, but we're gonna have to go with Jax on this one.
You see Jimmy get his gun out like we're about to start doing
It's
it.
a
And he like
mutiny.
kind of starts pointing it around.
Why would we get in a firefight with each other?
Firefights are very distracting things when you think about it.
Oh, you have to really think about it?
When you do. And so, if you go right on and shoot at someone, the problem is they shoot back real quick, and that ain't too nice. Of course, if there is a firefight going on, but no one seems to be receiving fire, you get all of the distraction of a firefight going on without the anger causing of someone receiving fire. Do you understand what I'm saying? 2 gangs in a dispute that happen to be near about the flight rail.
perhaps instead of a firefight, a fire.
Okay, that's pretty different.
That's a good
That's pretty different.
Pretty different, but you know,
Some kind of explosive set off to get their attention drawn somewhere else where none of us are.
that's just really, really stereotypical. Or,
I'd rather not be detained by a storm of guards. So if we can make a distraction where we are not, sounds preferable to me.
Do you have any explosives?
Not written down. Or I probably would have thrown them into that car full of 24 guards when we were heisting that train.
You have alcohol, right?
I do.
All
Use
stuff?
some of it. I could definitely set something on fire. With it.
You
Jack's
find a
smiling.
duster on fire.
Yeah, you got those dusters. They
Set
they got
the
fuels in them, right?
the baby one on fire, or is that the one that we
was
sent
the
off?
one that
into
one
the
It is no longer.
Oh,
yeah.
We're just slowly
We sent
counting down the dusters.
Yours is gone.
chocolate sprinkles royale off to her death.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Well, she might be. We told her to go to the other town, so technically
Maybe she made it.
we should write a one-off someday about the adventures of this duster.
Sprinkles Royale.
Sprinkles Royale.
like finds a little girl.
Yeah, it's this whole.
Becomes a Pixar movie.
Yeah, somehow the tracking beacons that you looped into its power source give it some some rudimentary form of sentience and it can think and choose.
And then they do the finger thing.
Yeah.
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 The sentience was an attempt to make a child's toy that went awry.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
That's got enough processing power to make choices.
Fink does know where our duster is, so maybe he isn't going to show up.
So yeah, he will be delayed at the very least. He's gonna go on a bit of a wild goose chase. So you have increased your timeline.
Which means the duster may come back to us.
do we see anything
The little duster that could.
obviously explosive or flammable
Yeah, what's
on the rail yard?
On the rail yard, no, it's just from the distance, even through the viewfinders, you see it is very sparse. Besides the kit that the guys are carrying, it is just big old concrete buildings that look like they've been shut forever.
Jimmy, do you think you could operate one of these dusters wrongly enough to create an explosion?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Is
but I know how to
he
try.
I'm like, sabotage
Yeah.
3.
Yes.
Mechanic.
Yeah, and he's got a gun too.
We could even set these up in different places stealthily
I
and then activate them with gunfire.
I prefer to have some of them for the escape.
Same.
We can explode
These
one.
ideas, not all dusters. If
Yeah.
find other.
You know
Mm.
what really gets someone's attention?
Firefights, fire, explosions.
Or maybe just a building appearing from nowhere.
That is a colossal waste of resources, right
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Well, you're so worried about getting shot.
Not
We're
particularly.
not worried about getting
Not
shot.
really, no.
Maybe you are.
I would be.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have any, what are they called? Distropods secreted about your lovely suit.
I don't.
Shame.
Anyway,
We could. There is the one that shall not be licked. There is that. You know.
well, I feel like that one's probably more valuable than all the other ones.
I got
Yeah.
one of those non-lickable ones.
Did that happen in front of... Did that really just happen?
At this
Is
point,
that canon now?
If you don't want to tip your hand, I just thought it would be a good moment.
it's
if you don't want it,
funny.
it's fine.
Lickable ones, like everyone in the galaxy.
I am
accepts that that's how you
Energetically
rank these.
pretending that the distropods don't exist in front of
Okay.
Jax.
Just fine. Absolutely.
Same.
Yes.
So,
So we can't do the building thing?
How difficult do you think it would be to cause a duster to explode?
I've done it before. Wasn't on purpose.
Do you think you could do it on purpose?
Oh, sure.
Excellent.
And then is
I start popping things, and basically I'm going to use electrical stuff.
Sure.
So,
Near the gas tank.
it seems to me
Oh, yeah. If this
sneak in as close as we could get with the duster, set it to blow.
You want it to blow up or to be on fire? Or both?
Sound, important. Very important. And then lie in wait for any who come our way. Create something of a funnel.
I will also say, we could do the thing that you do in stealth games, where you get close enough to one group and make a moderate sound so that only those guards come over your way and you can deal with the small group. And then there's all the other guards on the map who don't know anything, but you've gotten access to that one area.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. It'll be a small explosion, right? Nothing nuclear, of course.
Mr. Scientist, you ever just think about throwing a rock can near the one guard? I don't think explosion for two guards is
I mean,
quite
we do need everyone to take notice so that
And
they can be
improv.
drawn away.
Mhm.
Unless we plan to systematically move through the yard, killing everyone
But
we see.
what I'm saying is, I don't think we need to do that. All we need to really deal with are the 3 guards that are blocking our way into the building that he needs to get into.
Do you think? Does it look like we can get there to the door,
Mhm.
without being seen?
The guards in the scaffolding are doing patrols. You would say that you would have trouble, all 5 of you getting
Yeah.
down there. Someone who's particularly good at sneaking might have a fighting chance.
I think getting there is too difficult.
I'm going to test the duster to see if it has a sound system.
It does not. What? It doesn't have speakers.
We're not cool like
Yes.
That'd be like say the car doesn't
Isabel.
have a speaker.
I mean, it's closer to a
You
piece of
don't-
equipment than it is to like a vehicle.
The wind in your hair is the only music you need.
Pretend it's 1970. So, are you gonna do that? Are you gonna rig your
Yeah.
the duster? All right, do it.
Any better
Do I
idea?
need to roll for this?
Yes, you do.
Well, I mean, there's always just putting me in a corner where nobody can get around me, and I have my shield up, and they all just shoot at me.
That will be the idea once we funnel them to where we want them to be with a loud
Okay,
sound.
so I stay by the duster.
Yes.
Okay.
All of us who are not sneaking in, probably you and me, stay by the duster, handle any guards that come that way.
And then somehow
Meanwhile-
we get away from the guards afterwards, somehow.
Mhm.
This is the fun, where we take care of them as they come in one at a time,
13.
and once the bullets start
Okay.
flying, the rest of them will come, and we can flee.
There is something too, as much as I hate it, that idea about a pop-up barracks makes a lot more length of distraction than just explosion, run out, firefight. I mean that puts us into like turn order fighting real quick. Whereas investigating a new structure, they might be doing that for like a solid 20 minutes.
Yeah, we could always keep that as a plan B.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
That's a lot of money that we
It does
could
also
just-
sound like the thing that would cause the Duchess to be alerted immediately.
Yeah, but at that point, we've almost gotten off-world.
Yeah. I'm saying if we spend one of them and we keep the rest, and we were thinking about having to use these to buy transit off world, that's a pretty good ratio, right? Spend one of them and keep the rest. That's
You're
good
not wrong.
profit.
You're not
That's good profit.
Where do you suggest we
Well, far enough away it wouldn't interfere with the machine's arms once they get going.
Would it, so if, just to see if this is a possibility, if we're in a firefight with the guards and we go, oh no, it's not working, plan B, plan B, plan B, is there a scenario there where we can, I don't know, take the seed and just yeet it and barracks pops up 10 seconds later? Is that how it works?
So typically, the seeds take a longer than just like 10 seconds to deploy. There are seeds that are designed to be deployed in combat. Would someone like to make a roll to identify which ones of those in the set there are?
So, okay, so we can try to identify the seeds right now?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh,
Or at
we
least-
did observe
do
what
that.
Sally
Yeah.
identifying them, so
That's
we know how it's done.
Yeah.
we've got smart boys over here.
Yeah.
I would say that you would probably have a decent amount of experience with these kinds of things
Oh, okay.
because of your
Yeah.
riot cop experience. You would too because you're a mechanic, and
It's a
you would
very
because-
expensive distraction.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, as a slum rat, I probably would
have seen one. Yes.
Maybe.
and that's it.
I'm like, I don't know. Would I have seen one? Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Okay. I mean, you kind of just showed our hand by acknowledging it as a good idea in Jax's presence.
I mean, that was that's just player idea. But if we want to examine them, we will have to
We will have to
actually
take
do that.
them out
Yeah.
and reveal that we have at least several of them.
Yeah.
He knows we have
He
them.
knows
He
he's watched
was
us
on
get away with them. You know?
And he touched.
And it is deeply alarming that he hasn't expressed any interest in them. Like he's already decided
He
he's going to
just-
steal them or
He
something.
just did a thinly veiled reference to them.
Yeah.
So
He's pretending to not care about these incredibly valuable items that we have. That's what's alarming.
yes, of course. All right, let's look at him.
We're going to kill him when we get off world anyway.
Yes, we
Of
are.
course, yes, because he definitely can be killed.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not worried about that at all.
No.
Okay. Should we roll for something as well?
Yeah, you can roll to identify them. Everybody can roll to identify them. I think that you should roll to identify them as well.
I think I
Okay,
should.
blue collar.
Yeah.
And,
you should. Yeah. I mean, you could just roll
mechanic.
flat if you want. Yep.
So just those two, probably.
Blue collar, mechanic.
A 14.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to say I got like a 2 total because I don't
Okay.
have much to add to it.
Seven. Okay. So, you start looking them over, and Jax just kind of wanders away briefly. Does not address at all.
That is entirely out of character.
That's so weird.
And he's just wandering away. You guys are taking a look at these things. You immediately identify that
I have the yellow and the stripe.
yellow stripe.
And the stripe's the scary one.
Yeah. So you identify that the striped one has some markings on it, and the way that it's configured, the blades around it are configured. It looks like it's a quick deploy. The
Stripe
other
one?
one, yeah, the yellow one does not.
Okay.
Which ones do you have?
You
can also everyone.
I
can
was
look it
I
up.
was interested in
Yeah.
inspecting Jenny.
So the blue
because
ones.
We already know what mine is.
Yeah. So the blue ones also have this auto deploy or quick deploy to them. You rolled pretty well, and you can identify that these things, what they deploy is likely smaller than the rest of the seeds.
Okay.
But they're probably there's some warning labels on them about standing clear, and so they deploy fast, right?
Okay. And smaller than a barracks, but still a building.
Yeah. Well, yeah, still a structure.
Porta potty.
Yeah.
Because
Porta potty.
the green was the difference.
Right. Yeah. Are we talking porta potty,
Yeah.
or are we talking 2-bedroom home?
We're talking closer to porta potty size.
Okay.
But
But
So
they're
not-
not.
they're
porta
not.
potties?
I'm just gonna make it canon right now. These are not porta potties.
Okay, and
Thought I found
Do
a place to put Jax.
have any indication, are these meant to be used as a weapon? Like you throw them at somebody, but it's a structure, so I'm confused.
Turns into a shield.
What do they do? What do we think they do?
So, the best that Cornelius can tell from looking at it, it's not for offensive application.
Right.
But apart from that, it's really hard to tell.
This is over the course of a minute, a building of some sort expands out of the.
You would say based on the warning labels, it's more measured on the time scale of seconds than
Okay.
minutes.
So maybe a round or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So yours and yours could be deployed in the midst of an encounter and would be ready to go.
Yeah, his says, or you can tell from looking at yours, and you can as well. The striped one has some warning labels on it about standing clear, but less about the time frame. So you think that it would take a little longer for it to deploy than the other.
So it's not a quick deploy?
It is quick deploy. There's kind of 3 periods of talking about. It's that quick deploy in seconds, quick deploy in about a minute, and then the other ones are
Everything else.
take several minutes.
And
to an
the
hour.
green would take a while.
Yeah, it's
Right.
right.
And the blues are the quick.
Yeah, the quick.
What do we learn about the red? The non-lickable.
Oh, so that's the striped one. Yeah.
What's the red?
You have
The
the red.
red. You have the red one.
Who's investigating the red?
I imagine Jenny was. Or
Okay.
everybody was looking at the
Should I
red one,
just
and it's
also-
not a quick deploy one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not a quick. Yeah.
So, if we were to use these in the midst of another plan, we would need to use probably.
Okay.
If we want it to be the main plan, perhaps a barracks would be the most distracting.
Hey, Jax,
Oh yeah.
why are you not interested in these?
Oh, those? Oh, I just figured that y'all were being so cagey about them. I didn't want to overstep my boundaries.
That's bull.
Maybe.
What? Is bull a verb to you? Can I roll
Insight.
yeah, I
Basically.
know that's not a thing, and it's
But,
not a
like,
skill that I have. But
Yeah.
what is
Like
wrong with this guy? Is there what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, go ahead. Just make a check for what's wrong with this guy.
6 plus. Who knows?
Not a lot, but
Yeah.
6 is enough. He's just obnoxious.
I mean,
What he's saying doesn't mean anything
Yes.
to him, but means everything to you.
no. But I'm talking about the why is he not interested in seeds?
Oh, that I see. Okay, so with a 6, you can just tell that he really does not want to talk about the seeds, but also does not seem to have an in the moment interest in them.
let me make a
Make an insight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me try to get a read on him here. I hate both of these. Aha.
All right.
Which one's which?
Good. Bad.
All right.
I'm gonna go +2. Taking the talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5, maybe half of rogue.
You can take rope.
Okay, well, I'll take a 5, 2, 7,
Yeah.
8. Oh, all right,
You
8.
should be doing this with everybody.
Good at 5 as well. You get about the same out of it. Yeah.
So,
I have not
so
rolled.
are you
positively
saying-
this?
are you saying he doesn't care at all about him, or he doesn't want to talk about him? Because that to me suggests that he does care.
So
Right.
so he specifically does not want to talk about it.
Specifically?
Okay,
Yeah.
so there is some caring. There's some
on some level.
There's
Yeah.
some
Some on some.
But he doesn't seem interested in them right now.
Yeah, he's not looking right at him.
He
He's looking
thinks
at you
they're
guys.
probably out of his reach. Murder.
I don't like this. This is very ominous.
All right. I think we should blow up a bike.
Sure.
Ready to go, boss. For that.
And if
Yeah.
If things go south, we could panic
It's just
and produce a building from nothing.
panic at the
Or
distance.
kill them all.
Or kill them all.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be
So-
more interested in that.
I mean, it's it's a lot of guards, and the goal here is getting off world. But yeah, I'd love to kill some guards. You know that. I assume everybody knows that
All right.
at this point.
So, bike's already rigged. You rolled a
Mhm.
13. That means that it is rigged enough.
I did not include my blues.
Oh, I would say that counts. Because what's the point of taking uppers if you're not going to use them for this kind of thing?
Tweet.
Yes.
So yeah, so you rigged it such that not only is it rigged to overload and explode, you also rigged it so that is hooked to a certain basically the afterburners,
Mhm.
which means that so long as you don't trip the afterburners, you can remote pilot it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you can just tell it to go over there and then trip the afterburners and the thing will blow up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what remains then is for us to get into a position to capitalize on the guards rushing over to check out the explosion. You two
Hey.
to get sneaking.
You've been here for
So-
Yeah, I've been here.
Stop flirting.
He just forgot.
Looking down at the place, is there an opportune spot where we could stage an ambush? And get
Oh,
there,
right. I
get
have
there,
my little.
the thing blows up, and then they get
So the
Ample
best
cover.
you can do is like around a corner on the actual buildings
Yeah.
because like everything else is just flat. This place
Yeah.
was industrially, it was like flattened on purpose for the tracks and the buildings and everything. So it's like there's no cover except for the buildings themselves.
All right.
Yeah.
So you two should be ready to go.
Yeah.
Whether the explosion happens or not, because we are going to try and sneak to a good ambush location. And if we fail, the guards will be coming after us anyway.
If the
Sounds
explosion
good.
fails, I can take a stick and beat my shield,
Yes.
and then flash it, and
You
it says
will
"Return
have
to your
distractions.
homes."
No matter what, have a distraction. We
I feel
will
like if
potentially
your shield had one more rank in it, it would have a loudspeaker on the
Oh,
front,
for
and
sure.
so it would yell
Yeah.
at people.
I defected before I got that promotion.
Well, we can talk about
Oh.
buying an upgrade sometime.
So he's got the remote control.
Yeah.
Can I operate the remote control?
Sure, yeah, no, it's very simple.
So it's
yeah.
so I'll
Yeah.
can I-
Sure.
Which
He's like very sad. He
Which
doesn't get to
button
blow
do I
up.
not hit?
You hit that one when you want it to blow.
Okay. All right.
It blows
Actually,
up right now.
You actually acceleration gets to a certain level, so you can't go super fast going up to it.
All right.
Are you sure you? All right.
I can enter.
Corin, are you sure you want to be with us at the scene of the distraction where there's going to be lots of bullets and stuff?
Think so.
Okay.
Where else would I be?
You could, I
Hide.
don't know, in hiding
Yeah.
in a hole somewhere.
Falling off a
I
train.
know I don't have the brawn or quite the shooting capacity that you do, but I would be useful. 3 is better than 2.
All right.
Oh,
We're all
one
for
important
surviving.
thing. I forgot to mention this as far as the way this like landscape is configured. There is one other form of cover. The track itself is like on a graded, you know how sometimes they like grade up with
Mhm.
gravel and so it's flat and raised above. So on the far side of that you would be out of sight. So if that factors
So like
in.
over here.
Yeah, over here you'd be out of sight, but that's also a decent distance
Yeah.
to the thing.
Okay. So we're aiming for the opposite side of the yard to the door
Mhm.
that they're trying to get into.
So yeah, that would be back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And trying to draw as much attention there as possible.
Okay. So
Once
No, we're not planning on just opening fire on them
We're planning on
immediately.
getting them to come to us.
Yeah.
all right.
And then when they come to us, start shooting.
My job is to try and prevent us from taking too much damage. I think your job is to shoot at them enough to get them pissed off and shooting
Mhm.
back at us and
Mhm.
keep their attention on us. But
Mm-hmm.
I've got my shield and everybody can be kind of ducking
Mhm.
behind the shield.
All right.
I think I want them to be coming around a corner into Jenny's fists.
Okay.
Or she.
Yeah.
So that there's not
Don't-
much time.
Think immediately engaging 9+ is going to be the answer we want. I'm not sure how
It'll
we
be
get
a
away.
couple
But
at a time.
Yeah, they're not all at exactly the same place. They're gonna
if
come.
I start shooting,
Then they will come, but they're far away, across the yard. By the time they arrive, we'll have dealt with the others. And if things get too rough,
Then if we throw a pod, if we build it, they will come.
I took 22 guards on the train. I think
and we have the other 2 dusters, right?
Yes.
So
we should keep those like with
yeah,
us.
yeah. The 3 of us can get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So Jax like waves to Jimmy, and he starts to make his way just like kind of perpendicular to the other side of the tracks to here,
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to go here and cut this way and then cut back in
Oh,
to the
interesting.
door. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he wants to get into cover,
I'm down.
and then we'll go that way. So he's moving this way, and the reason there's a 2 on this dice because it represents both you and both Jimmy and Jax. So they're running this way. Otherwise, the other 3 of you are going back here
Yeah.
to the back of the shipping
The
yard.
left building.
Can we
Yeah.
try to find some sort of like location or setup that seems like strategic for us, like good defense?
So you have basically there are 2 very large buildings and a corridor between them. The
Okay.
corridor is like it's just open ground. It's fairly narrow. You think that about 5 people could walk abreast down it. And yeah, then otherwise it's just a flat plane with these big old boxes.
Unless there's a on fire motorbike
in the middle,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Or
you go.
off to one side, making
Yeah.
it a narrower choke point that they have to go around.
That
Yeah.
might be a good idea.
Is Connie smart enough to take the, like exhaust pipe off of a duster and a bedroll in our packs and make a very jank silencer for my rifle?
I would think you'd need your mechanic for that.
Yeah, that would be. That would be
Also,
Yeah.
why have you settled on Connie as a nickname instead of the objectively superior Corn?
I started with Cornwall, all right? That's 1 and 1.
Cornwall's also better than Connie. This is really important.
A rather big fan of Connie.
Thank you. All right, so are you guys gonna try to like deal between the buildings?
So can you
Do
do
that.
that, though?
What am I doing? I missed
He
exactly
wants
what
to.
the taping this like a silent.
Yeah, could we actually like quiet my rifle down a little bit?
To be clear, there
Hold
isn't
the
like a
floor.
traditional exhaust pipe on these things.
I know, but I don't like that.
Well, you're gonna have to disassemble a more important part of the bike in order.
I'm just
to
saying,
achieve
there's
your goals.
we could probably pull some type of metal tubing off of the one we're gonna blow up anyway, right? Yeah.
There's probably some electrical conduit type stuff on the outside
Yeah,
of the bike.
I forgot you were gonna blow one of them up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It will not work after. But
So
perhaps we can do it.
this whole like aisle between the
Yeah.
buildings that we're setting up
Yeah.
as our choke point, is it aligned so that like the guards are over in this direction, so they're all going to be coming down the hallway from this direction towards us? Because I'd really love to not have them coming at us from both sides.
in order to come at you from another side, they would have to go out and around.
Okay,
on either
so
side.
there's a very
Yeah.
cure forward direction here
Yes,
where the guards
yeah.
are all going to be coming
Yeah.
from here. Okay.
Can I add son of a gun? Because I'm doing a gun
Sure.
thing. Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Ellie.
11 plus 0 is 11.
This is more than 11.
Isn't it? Oh, it is. It's 16. I did my math very wrong. Yeah, so you're able to like just like rip this thing off and and you're able to strap this thing together and you hook it onto his
Baby
gun.
welder comes out.
And you're able to like shove it onto your gun and like yeah, now you got a bedroll in the front of
Then
your
my
gun.
hand makes a D2 sound.
so I will assume this is not great. This does not turn you into like a super stealth, but it takes you got heard a gunshot from here to like it makes it small.
It makes it smaller.
a little bit.
And they're like, is that a gun or a firework?
Yeah.
And at a certain point, there's going to be gunshots. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are all set up, and you guys are in position. Everything is clear. Where is the bike? The explosive bike.
I mean, we have it.
Yes. Where are you putting
We
it?
are
to
placing it
detonate it.
in our little corner.
So we're able to remote control it, right?
Yeah.
Are we able to remote control it and move it around after it has detonated, or is it like
Probably not.
I bet you
It's gonna be
it's done after that.
Is there decent line of sight into this hallway from where all of the guards are right now?
No, they're all like along the fronts of the buildings, which is on the other side.
Okay.
So they would have to come down and look at you.
So if we detonated it in the hallway, we would be relying pretty much entirely on the sound of the explosion.
There's also like a whole bunch of light. Like it's dead of night. Like you get a whole bunch of light.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that is the best option. And then once it explodes, we run into the hallway and take position and
Mhm.
use it to help narrow the funnel even further before they have to get to us.
Yes. That.
Okay.
Or we blow up all the bikes. After they investigate the one, we blow up 2 more that we placed behind them, and they're trapped in a ring of bikes. And then we leave. Yeah.
That's the all of them come to look at once thing and group up like
Yeah.
morons.
Hopefully they don't do
And
that.
just really hope it works.
All right. So, you guys place the bike, and you're in position. You are with Jax, and Jax is
And they're
just
just
smiling and smoking.
Gross.
Yeah, and yeah, he's just waiting for something to happen. So, yeah.
Do his cigarettes smell like funny cigarettes, like the kinds that my parents warned me about?
No, they just smell like cigarettes, and not very good ones either.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, everyone ready?
Yep.
All right.
Ready.
So, Connie, you got the controls. It's up to you.
All right.
3, 2, 1. So this thing just like lights up, and there's an enormous explosion. You see like shrapnel go everywhere, and it beats up against the walls, and it hits several of the little bay doors, which are all like, you know, those rolling doors that like come down from the top, and that means that they're all made of a very thin metal, which makes a whole bunch of more sound, and it just is very, very noticeable. And
bits ping off of Jenny's shield.
so while you're watching from up on the ridge with Jax, and he's like smiling, like it's got these like big old like wild-eyed like, ha ha, yeah,
It worked.
Let's do it. All right, so the guards almost immediately start coming in towards the middle to where the explosion was because they don't know what happened. The 3 guards in front of the door, all but one of them goes sprinting in that direction. One of them is like lagging behind and seems to be nervous about leaving that door because like that's his job.
Do
But
we still have comms so that your team can communicate with our team?
yes, yeah.
Do you let us know that?
They're on their way.
Do you let us know about the third one?
We have a straggler.
It's that one.
We have a straggler.
All right.
So
He lies to us.
I mean,
He says
the
both
whole
of those.
point is to get that door abandoned,
Yeah.
right?
We
So
can take out one.
I'm gonna start. Sure, you absolutely can. I'm gonna start beating on my shield, and just the training kicks in, and I start saying, "Return to your homes. There will be no bread today. Return to your homes.
Very sad.
My homeworld doesn't exist anymore. Return to your
For some
homes."
very good reasons.
Yes.
So Jax starts just takes this dead sprint
Yep.
over
Behind
the
him.
the tracks, and he's just like bolting. And like as he's going, like it's pretty dark on the way, and you kind of like lose track of him a couple of times in the shadows. Like he just kind of is like disappears and
I'm
reappears.
confused, but I just keep
I
going.
don't like him.
And so like he's like coming up and gonna reach there's like a little bit of a platform where the main door is, and he's like coming up on it. So meanwhile, all of you are looking down your little hallway of terror hot zone that you've built. I think that the military calls this a kill box.
Yep.
Right? Like this is like, oh, this is where you don't want to stand. And you watch as let's say 3 of the guards come around the corner, and they're all carrying these like long guns.
When we start to hear the footsteps approaching,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna 2 juice darts.
Here we go.
Yeah.
One each, you guys.
Oh, we're doing this now.
I was wondering if
Okay.
love that.
Juice. Juices plus what?
3
Okay.
on all combat-related things.
Did we
Man.
come to a conclusion on paralysis potency?
I would say it's your mod.
Okay.
Which was what I remember
9.
being was 9. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're out for 9 rounds.
No. Oh. They are taking -9 on all their rolls, which is a
But basically the same thing.
pretty big deal. Yeah.
For how long?
1
For
minute is what I wrote down.
yeah.
Okay.
And they can try to shake it off and blah blah blah, but like
Mhm.
it's hard. All right, so they're sprinting down, and they're watching as you two just kind of come swaggering up out of the darkness into the firelight.
The LED screen
Yeah,
is
it's like
set
sounds
to
like-
just insults. And I've grown up, I was sort of a military person.
Yeah.
I know how their brains work. So it is entirely just insulting their masculinity.
Oh no! So you come like
Girls are
swaggering up, and they're running up and yelling at each other and pointing, and one of them immediately, the moment he sees you guys, like comes down and takes a knee and puts his rifle up onto his shoulder, and he takes a shot,
Hold
not
on.
knowing what he's dealing with. So
May I immediately start holding the line with my shield?
you can do that as a reaction, yes.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. So I need dice.
They were stolen.
Oh. So he takes a shot down at you. All right.
20.
So yeah, he lines up on you, pop, and the bullet comes in. You get your shield down, and it hits you feel it ping right here on right on your shield arm, but on the shield, and and you kind of rock back a little bit, and you're just like grinning ear to ear, you're like ready to go. And the other two are continuing to sprint forward. So they are moving for their round. Yeah.
One of those two rushing forward. I would like to put
all right. So
his neck. Obviously, we're on energy now. So
yes. Yeah.
keep track of that.
Oh my god, these are the worst erasers. They're so bad.
They're pretty bad.
They're so
They
bad.
just smear.
You know what you can do about that?
No, I don't.
You can bring your own pencils.
No, no,
I don't wanna.
no.
Okay, pinpoint precision, right in the vitals, dart rifle.
All right.
Oh, we're not writing implement anymore. I've been doing a laptop for so
8,
long.
9, 10, 11.
11 to hit. This is a mid-range-ish shot.
Oh, how far away is he?
Yeah, I mean it's like I'd say like 20 yards, something like that.
Okay, can I sort of wait until I have a good shot as they approach us?
Yeah.
How close are they trying to get?
They are just sprinting up, and they're gonna they have not
Do they
stopped moving.
They have rifles?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They both got long. Like all three of them have these
Okay,
long guns.
but they're like coming up real close to it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll just like await a good shot.
Yeah.
So I'm not like overextending.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So, and we said that was like a DC of 5, right? For that kind of range.
Yeah, for a shot beyond like point blank.
Yeah.
Would be I'm using basically a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
So mid-range shot +5.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you just pop. And so you shoot and you roll an 11. So that beats DC and also overcomes any sort of like significant armor he's carrying. So you're able to get him in between, like right in his shoulder with your paralysis dart. So.
Okay. Wonderful.
All right.
Oh, and I guess per the weapon rules that I wrote,
Mm-hmm.
darts deal 2 damage now.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Yes, nice.
His
nice.
armor does absorb that bit. Dang, it doesn't deal
okay, so I'm
significant
just poking the
damage
Kevlar just enough to...
in any way. So the 2 guards are coming down, or 3 guards are coming down the channel between buildings, and Jax is running next to you.
Yep.
And he's kind of like flitting. You're losing track of him a little bit. You can't tell if that's your drugs or him or what exactly is going on there.
So as I'm running
Yeah.
towards the door, I'm going to start looking around, and I can't see Jackson. I just see the door, and I'm going to just look down and look over, and I see, like, maybe I hear some shots being fired or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and I'm just going to be like, what is happening right now?
So yeah, the main source of
Maybe
light-
it's wearing off a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
The tweaker lost his babysitter.
So,
that's true.
So the main source of light right now is the light coming up between the buildings from the explosion. But there are also these like kind of overhead lights that are lighting the front of the building. Remember, there is a guy next to the door you're heading towards. The 2 other guards ran off, but one guy is hanging behind, not wanting to leave his post.
And
So
I'm running
they-
towards that guy.
Yeah, and so is Jax, but you are only peripherally aware of that.
Yes.
I had been hoping. I remember I sort of like doubled up on the making of the noise after
Mhm.
the explosion by making my shield go.
Yes, yeah,
"Woo," and
yeah.
that was sort of targeted at trying to get that guy to come. And I don't think I got to roll
We
for
roll.
that. Or
Okay, so go please. Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what I would roll for this.
yeah.
but-
So he's gonna roll his better judgment. He is
Uh,
a
That's a flat 0 on the die.
Yeah.
I imagine I could add like talk with my fists.
Is that a skill or an ability?
Talk with my fists is an ability.
Yeah.
I could also add something like shield bash, since the idea was that it's a message coming through the shield, or like combat training, crowd control.
Crowd control, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I would
So
say the
that's
other 2 are pretty specifically about. Talk to my fist is pretty specifically about intimidation and drawing attention.
Yeah.
So I'd say yeah, you can have that.
Oh, okay, cool. 8.
So 8 total.
8 total, unless you let me add other things.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, you you are not aware of this super well because you're having to count your targets as they come in, and not all of them are visible right now. But the guard does not move from his post.
Okay.
He's still kind of caught in between the door and the edge of the building, and he doesn't know which way he's going.
Okay. How close am I to this guy?
You're still a few yards out. He has not
When
moved
you say
anyway.
a few yards, do you mean 9 yards?
I mean like 15 yards.
But he hasn't seen me yet.
He hasn't seen you yet. No, he is making no movement to indicate that he's seen you or Jax. His eyes are completely trained on the flame and the guys that are heading that way, the gunshots.
I would like to utilize the fact that I look like a blue-collar worker.
Yeah.
And since I actually don't know what's going on, I'm hoping that helps.
Okay.
But I'm going to be like, what's going on? Do you see that explosion over there?
Okay, so you're gonna try to play it off. Okay.
But
So-
Nathan's going to try to play it off.
Yeah.
Jimmy doesn't know what's going on.
Jimmy legitimately doesn't know what
For a
they're
moment, he's having that sensation of like waking up into something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah.
So
roll
I'm going to use blue collar.
Yeah.
I'm going to use son of a gun.
Alrighty. Being loud and obnoxious, sure.
And then I am going to use my straight talker.
Okay, and I would say in this one situation, Tweaker
I get -2.
rolls. No, it rolls positively because
You're actually
you are actually confused.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's all I get.
Yeah.
You're not going to
so
make me
that's
hamstring myself, narrator?
No, you're gonna
What?
Okay. I get a 6.
6. He rolls a. All right, so he rolls better than that. So he looks down at you, and the gun comes up, and he's like just sighting you down. He isn't pulling the trigger. He says, "Get on the ground! Get on the ground!"
I get on the ground.
All right, so you get down on the ground.
Great, guys.
Like the flashlight on his gun comes up, and he's like looking right at
Do I need to roll for this?
To get on the ground? No, you're fine. The tweaker in you is panicking, and so it helps. He just like kind of like his face.
And then I remember that Jax is around.
Yeah, so he's
I'm
somewhere.
like, oh, crap.
but he's not.
So at that point, yeah. So you're sitting there, and he's like coming to the edge. There's like a little bit of a lip, like a platform, and he's like looking down at you.
Oh, it's a platform?
Yeah, very, very, like, it's like 3 feet. Like,
Oh,
it's just
okay,
like a little
yeah.
raised concrete thing. And he's, like, looking down at you and yelling, and nothing is quite happening yet. So, does anyone else want to act?
Yeah,
the
so-
soldiers do. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you okay? You've already set up the shield wall,
Yes,
right?
I've set up the shield wall for y'all specifically.
Yeah,
So.
And we've been juiced.
Yeah.
I don't
So
believe that I specified, but can it be assumed that I am behind the sheet?
Yes.
Okay. And Jenny.
This is your one time.
Okay.
let
No,
me
it's not.
make sure.
Cornelius is smart.
Yeah.
Where are we in relation to them and this tunnel? I want to understand. So if this is like shield
Yeah,
and we've got a tunnel,
yeah.
where are they?
There's a burning car right here to sort
Yeah.
of make
Yes.
the choke point narrower.
Yeah, Duster.
I would assume they were like here-ish.
They're coming this way.
So, yeah, the two soldiers are... So, one of them is closer, but the other two are back here. So, there's one right here.
Where are they in relation to this?
Where are they?
Yes.
They're, like, over here somewhere.
Is there any
Yeah.
line of sight, or is this inside?
No, this is, yeah, that's like...
Because what I kind of wondered if what this was like a tunnel and this was the entrance, so this was hillside here. Like if I'm on the edge of the tunnel, would I have eyesight that way?
No. So
It
there's
was
a big
deeper in.
old building.
Big old building. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not a tunnel. It's just it's an alleyway between two buildings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like covered
No. It's just
transit, like
no.
in the building.
No.
Okay. So that I cannot interact with you. Then none of these guys have taken fire except one that you tried
The one in
to.
front got a dart to the neck.
Yeah.
And is he going? That was a sleepy time dart.
It's a paralyzing dart.
Yeah.
Paralytic. That's a word.
Is this a don't touch him or a do touch him? dart?
Touch him. Touch him.
Touch him.
Touch him
Real
all you
good.
want.
Yep.
I'm gonna touch
He
him
will be, in
multiple
fact,
times.
easier to touch.
Touch him up.
I'm gonna rattle off multiple shots with the rifle. Let's go
Okay.
for this. Yeah.
All right.
So we're taking that little, the
All right.
little extra challenge for
All right.
the.
Do you want to
Little
put
extra
more
bit.
energy towards it, or do you want to just do the one?
We're gonna do this with just the one energy for
Yeah.
now and
Make sure you
save
get behind
like
the shield.
yeah we are. I mean, how well can this work? Yeah, I mean, I figure we can basically like, lean in the shield and just
Yeah, no, yeah.
lean around and like we can all huddle up back there.
Especially with the firing car there. The
All right.
fire duster there.
Choose. I've had the worst luck.
Oh, you know what?
Choose.
I was messing with your dice, and this one was rolling really badly.
Yeah,
So green should be high.
green's a good one.
Made up superstition.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There it is. All right, let's see.
I've been to graduate school, and yet
And here we are.
Wow.
0. Hey,
We're not
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's a 19.
19. All right. Well, cool. So you take a shot, and I didn't declare him as reacting. So rules as written say he didn't react. So so you come up around Jenny, and you just like kind of fan hammer, and you shoot him a few times. Bah, 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 bah. Yeah.
And do we still do the like relative to DC? How much of a kind of good, real good thing?
Not so much
as much.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
more like
That's
the,
now accounted for by
by the call, right? Okay, cool. So that is that's the base of a 12, right?
Yeah.
Military rifle
Yeah.
with a bonus 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And a few bullets come through, and he's chugging up. And especially with how paralyzed he is, he absolutely. I'm gonna say he does take a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little something there because, like,
it's
He's
easier
just-
to pick the shots.
yeah, no, he's just stumbling right into the line of fire. So yeah, you just like kind of like pepper him with several bullets, and he gets hit pretty bad. Pretty
bad, pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Not so great, guy. Not so great.
Didn't you say there were more than one of these guys? Something like a lot.
That's
There are 9 guys.
that is 0.5 down out of 9.
Yep.
So let's get to work.
Yeah.
You
I
got
mean,
this.
our job isn't
You got this.
necessarily to kill them all; it's just to bring them all to
But it
us.
wouldn't
which we're
hurt.
doing
Yeah,
very
it's not hurt
successfully.
to kill
Wait,
him. No.
Almost.
And
All right, they can.
What I'm hoping
Yeah.
is that they are funneling into a death tunnel,
Yeah.
and then several of them will die, and the others will go,
That's a death tunnel.
maybe we don't go in the death tunnel. Let's solve this with talk.
Roll in for all your.
I don't think they're going to solve it with talk.
Well, or at least waste a bunch of time while these guys do
Yes, correct.
So, meanwhile, the other guard, one of the guards stops to take a shot. He's not the guard you shot. So the guard on the left stopped to take a shot. Guy's coming up, he got hit with the paralytic and then also got shot a whole bunch of times. Guard on the right sees that happen and he's like, I'm not going to get closer. And so instead he's going to shoot. And he's going to shoot at Alex, but he's in at least more than half cover, if not entire cover.
Plus 15 cover, one
Yeah,
might say.
yeah, you know, something
One
like
might
that.
say.
Significant cover. So he's going to try to shoot, and he's an all right shot. You might
All
be
right.
able to pull this off.
Kill
This
guy.
would take me declaring before you tell me the results of
Yes,
this,
yeah.
and it uses like
Yeah.
1 normal energy
Yeah,
to try
react.
to actively dodge.
Yeah, which at this point, the only way you could improve your cover is
It'd be
likely
really-
like
yeah.
diving to the ground or something like that.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to do that. I just want to make sure because we haven't. I've
No,
not
you're
been
good.
doing much. Yeah.
So he rolled in flat 0, and given his base mod, he does not break your. So his bullet, like he
Did he?
like he lets go like a volley, and several of the bullets hit your shield. All right, Jenny,
Yeah.
your shield's getting pretty beat up. I'm not saying that it's going to affect you right now,
Okay.
but
Okay.
narratively speaking, eventually you're going to have to handle that.
I've
Yeah.
you know, this shield has been through a lot of riots.
Yeah. So eventually, it's the guy. Little Oliver Baggins just went on the right there. That's our dog, Oliver Baggins. He loves you, though he does not know you. Oh, he's not going to let himself get picked up.
Yeah, you pick-
Oh, there you go, guy.
Oh, hello, buddy.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
You're so handsome.
All right.
Let me play the game.
Yes, he's a good dog. All right. So that's the 3 guards acted. I'm going to say that puts...
If I may,
yeah,
I'll just load in a combat dart,
yeah,
like a real person who does damage to people,
yeah.
and I will attempt to shoot
Something like that.
the paralyzed guy again.
Okay.
that the whole time.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. They're just slugs.
They're just not very good
Yeah.
at hurting.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll just try and shoot him. He's paralyzed.
Yeah.
Should I account for that when I call my shot? Because it'll be easier to hit him?
I would say I'm just gonna put that on top of his or on top of your roll, or basically subtract it from his ability to resist.
Okay, so
Yeah, so-
I should think about that.
Yes, you should take
And
that.
go.
into account.
All right, since he's not moving very much, easy to hit.
Yeah.
I could go for a better shot.
Yes,
A
yeah.
called shot. So, let's go for eye gouges.
Oh my!
Running from the table.
So
I'm gonna dart him in the eye.
you're gonna. So he has a full face mask on.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah.
That changes.
Yeah.
That changes the choice.
Yeah. This was stated before. I'm not just saying that.
Yeah. I mean, numerically, I'm going for +6 damage.
Okay.
Narratively, I'll say just like in the neck.
Yeah, try to get him
Yeah. A heavy,
get him
heavy
like
dart in the
collapse his trachea or something like
Yeah.
that. Man, this guy being the first through the door really sucks.
neck. Don't do that, kids.
I don't know if
Learn
that's like a
anything
hot
from
take or something, but
Okay. So
Red's
that's
bad.
red's good. I forgot. I changed it.
Is it
and
red
I
bad
haven't
or
changed
red
it back.
good?
Red
Red's
is good
good,
now, so
yeah.
-1's 8.
8. So it's 8, which would not have made,
Right.
but he's also just been riddled with holes
And is very paralyzed.
and is very paralyzed. And so the man's fairly vulnerable. So your 8 gets bumped up to a 23. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh,
Or I guess the DC gets bumped down.
Either way,
Yeah. Okay.
the math works out that you beat.
So I
DC.
definitely
Yeah,
make it so dart damage is 2 and +6, 8 damage.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to like load this in, and he's like kind of like staggering and trying to get his weapon up, and you like his head is lolling back, and you just and it hits him like right in the throat, and he's like gagging. So 8 damage.
Yes.
Jeez, you guys.
so he did.
Not quite.
So close.
Very
He'll probably die on his own if we leave him alone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that at this point he's
Stab
having
something.
trouble, having trouble thinking about his life.
How many are in the hallway right now?
3.
Only the 3.
Yeah.
The one shot at us once. The other guy is basically down. The other one has not acted yet.
The other one was moving forward, right?
Say what?
There was one moving forward,
He's
Yeah.
the guy
one
dark.
that already moved
Oh.
very far forward,
Yeah.
and one thought better of it,
Yeah,
and
and
stayed
he's
back.
and he's shot. Yeah, yeah,
You should focus on that guy.
The one that's shooting back there. That's
This
exactly
one's
what I was
getting
thinking.
close.
yeah.
I'll take another beat. Let's do it.
All right, so left guard, who is smarter than his compatriots, is not going to take that sitting down. So he's going to try to roll off with you. This is just to decide who acts first.
Okay, so this is like a
Yeah.
speed thing.
Yeah. So whatever you got on speed.
He picked the wrong person to roll off speed again.
Yeah, he really did. But he's still going to try.
Yeah.
Can I take background out of that? I don't know.
What is it?
My slum rat.
Oh, absolutely. How many times have you had to
Oh, that's
have
a
that
good someone.
reactions
Yeah,
run away
oh,
from the
yeah,
house
like-
that you just
I'm
burgled,
almost gonna get killed by somebody, and I got all right.
steal some bread,
Take
get
half
away?
of it if you want.
Go
Take
for
half.
it, Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take that 2, and this is like, I mean, my action that I said I was gonna take would be to shoot that other guy, and I was gonna go for his hand. So this is kind of like after going back and cover, kind of a quick drawing kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
It would be, but that's for your action. This is to decide who acts first. This is just speed.
Yeah.
No quick draw for speed.
No. Not in this case.
You can just react to him
If you want to react
If he-
to him and try to hit his hand instead of
if he
letting
wins.
it, just like let him act first, and then just react to him by
That
shooting.
does
his
make
hand.
it naturally harder to do, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's a
but you
reaction.
would have shot him in the hand. So there's that.
Yeah, which is a really hard.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll just take the.
Points first.
I'll just add the 2 for me. So this was the good. Well,
That's got
Reroll that one.
okay. So
well,
that is +5 +4. That's +9 for the speed off.
All right, so he's acting first.
ooh,
Woo, girl.
Beat a +9.
He got lucky on the dice, but yeah,
Get it, girl.
yeah. So he's
The devil.
he's like down in his crouching stance, like down on a knee, where he did his first shot, and he sees his compatriot get hit in the neck by Cornelius with this dart, and so he like shifts and takes another volley at
No.
Cornelius. Yeah, you are still allowed to react if you would like.
but you're so small.
Yeah,
I am small.
Jump
Small.
into the papoose.
into the
Can it be
papoose.
armored?
Armor papoose upgrades.
There's no reason for me to roll for this, so please shoot me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now you still have cover,
Yes.
so he's got a. Oh, okay. So just barely, the bullets like go just a little wide, just whoo, and right next to your ear. Because he was aiming a little wide to get around the shield, but he
And
ended
I
up overcorrected.
ducked
Yeah,
back
and so
in.
you're like,
What
So-
sound do you make as you hit the dirt behind the shield? just like that.
Little squeak.
Okay.
so
Do I hit it next since we're in the speed off? So it's like
yes, I would say
win,
yes.
lose,
Yeah,
and it just
yeah,
happens like
yeah.
that? Okay. So I think this looks at him like, you're trying to line up the shot, and I hear the Cornelius is like hit the ground right there, and it's like a muttering of focus, like, calm down there, little guy.
It's just
We got you. And I'm just gonna try to find the eye of the storm in the chaos.
all right.
Wait for just that moment. I let him take the shot, and then rattle off. We've got the beat on it.
Yeah.
We're going for the good shot. We're gonna try to take out his trigger hand.
All right.
Super
Oh,
cold
wow.
shot, And is this a 2 energy? Or can I just pull it off? It's
up to you.
Hard decision. I think I'm just gonna go for it.
I
straight
think
up.
you should.
Can I get one of those sheets?
What do you
so I can
think?
get a sense
I think you
of
should
what
use
DC we're at right
Want
now?
me to go for it, huh?
I think it's going to be very difficult for you to successfully do this.
Yeah, my base is +4 over the mod. So
I think it's going to be extremely hard.
yep, alright, like as he could react. So alright, we're gonna put 2 energy on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're on
We're right here. Yeah.
remove hand.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I read that wrong. It's worse than I thought. Yep, that's why we're doing 2 energy.
Mhm.
So that is thank you. 20. Okay. Come on.
Energy adds 5.
Okay, energy adds 5.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hang on now.
So that means
I was at
1
19, that's 24.
plus your
That's
modifier.
-4. We're at 20. DC was 20. We make DC exactly.
Okay, so exactly. So you're
Oh.
and it just like he was not expecting like so he turned and that gave you like the broadside on his hands. And so which hand is trigger hand?
Yep.
This one.
Yeah.
So like he lets this off and he wasn't expecting it. He's not reacting. He just and you see him like his hand go wide and his the gun like the barrel cocks up and the flashlight on it like shoots off into the night sky. And so yeah, you hit him like for how much is that? Would we say
It's a +9 to damage.
+9 on top of your what?
On top of my
12 base.
12,
12.
with the specific rider of no trigger hand.
So 21.
And
There we go.
the what? 7 ranks of wound
Yeah.
are on his
Associated. Yeah.
I think so.
So it's
I
just
don't
going to
think
be
he has a
missing hand for 7. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So okay, so let me do the math.
Looks
That's
down.
1 and 5. So that's his health.
Can we add shock to that as a status effect?
Just in shock.
He's not acting next round. Let's say I'm gonna say
Emotional damage.
yeah he has lost his energy for the remainder.
Wow.
good job.
Meanwhile, middle guard, the one who's all shot up and has the neck wound, is going to try to is going to use both of his energy to try to like pull himself back and get behind the flaming duster.
Okay, is
Like,
he in melee?
just out of range. You'd have to move.
I don't want to move.
That's the line.
Yeah, I mean I could.
Shield wall.
I could move up to punch him,
Yeah.
and hopefully that would take 1 energy,
Yeah.
and then use my last energy to plop the shield wall down.
Yeah.
Is that allowable?
You don't have to technically use multiple energy on that. The DC would just increase.
Well, no, I think I have 2 energy left because
Yeah.
my first energy was hold the line.
Yeah.
Energy number 2 would
Yeah.
be reacting to that by trying to run up and punch him before
Yeah.
he can
Mhm.
get under cover, and then third energy, hold the line again.
If you want to do it that way, you
Yeah.
can. I'm saying that you could put both of those actions, cram it into 1 energy, and have an extra energy for the round. But the DC would increase.
I think my purpose is best served by just having that shield
just
pop
like
down.
really doing it right.
Yeah.
Awesome, great.
I
So-
accidentally, like literally part of just from thinking about what I wanted to do with the character, I didn't build hardly any defenses into it. I just didn't imagine him armored. I didn't put in a bunch of dodge ranks. I was
Yeah.
like, he's a slum rat talker who's quick with a gun,
Mhm.
and I just happened to build it that way, and you happened to build
Aren't
the-
you glad I hired Jenny?
Yeah.
It's worked out really well. I'm like, I can shoot good, but I'll die immediately.
There's another character that didn't do much of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you
There's
let
a lot
me
of
add
us talking about this show.
crowd control to this?
Three's a crowd.
Advancing the line.
Three's a
This one's for the running up and punching.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 19,
Okay.
and I didn't specify that I wanted this to be like a higher DC thing, which I probably should have done. But at any rate, that would be, I believe, 8 damage.
Okay, just 1 second. I'm
Okay.
working through what he did. So he lunges out of the towards the he's just trying to get out of the way back into this area.
And I was trying to react.
Yes, yeah. And so your DC goes up by 5 because it is a reaction.
Okay.
But you rolled a
19.
19. I would say that he's able to kind of limp and barrel roll. He
That's a high DC.
yeah. Give me 1 second. I think I did this wrong. Why am I giving him? Oh, it's because he's using both of his energy. That's why.
Ah.
So yeah, he jumps and he's able to basically prop himself up against the wall between the duster and the wall. He's able to get that far away from you. So you advance and you take a swing at him and you go wide just a bit.
Okay.
And so
Is he now in melee with me?
he's prone, and yes,
Oh,
if
really?
you wanted to clobber him, you could. He has no energy left. But you could not. You would then have to
Can you
hold the line
place
as
the
a result
shield
of that
on
last time.
top of him?
Yeah, just hold the line with the shield right down on you.
You can do that.
Just
Make it one thing.
Just in case I need to defend my efficacy,
Yeah.
did you subtract the paralysis?
Yes. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah.
Damn. That's
He
why I
was, yeah. He was able to. He's using all of his
Wait, hang on.
I am a soldier.
I may
here.
not have added the juice. Let me figure this out again. We'll go through this again. Okay, so I started with a -1. Scrappy Street Kid is +2. Built Like a Tank is +1. Combat Training is +3. You said I could add Crowd Control.
Mhm.
Talk of Fists is +6. Robotic Fists is +3, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. And Juice is +3. So that's, these cancel out, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Never mind.
19.
Everything stands.
No, I don't think it does. Because I was handling this. So, for our viewers at home, Fools and Corpses is currently in beta. What Elliot needs to remember is that the wounds and status effects come out of his role. They do not just change the mod, they come out of his role. Which means that even though, on total, he had 25, he then has 9 ranks of paralysis, 6 ranks of bullet wounds, and 2 ranks of neck wounds to deal with, which drops him very far under the 19 that our good friend Jenny achieved. So, yeah, no, you actually hit him.
Yay!
That makes much more sense. Yeah.
He's like crawling.
I thought, okay, I got it.
So he takes 8 damage.
Yes, so you're able to just come up on him and you hit him right in the skull, and it kind of bounces off of the wall, and you hear a really sickening crack. And well, let's just say he's not moving.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And he's very close to the fire.
Status effect.
The best.
Man, point man. Being a point man, it's the worst job. Don't do it.
He was trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
And didn't work out.
Ooh. And I rolled even better for my third energy. Hold
Yeah.
the line.
Ooh.
So it's going to be a So it starts with 5, add another 5, so 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come in and you like hunker down and are able to like, I don't know what goes into that. Able to get the lower blades on your shield like really ground into the ground at the right angle, so that
Will
the
you
bullets
let
are
me-
just like sheeting off.
Just as a free action,
Yeah.
I'd like to, with the LED screen, activate de-escalation tactic 3705 subsection E, which
Yeah.
is just get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked, get wrecked.
Like, it's one of the pre-programmed ones that comes with her shield.
I don't know how to change it.
Yeah, this is-
The equivalent of teabag.
we need to figure out which corp you did crowd control for.
Yeah.
Because I want to sign on with them.
I would like to
No, you don't.
scurry behind the shield again.
Yes, so that's the thing. She's moved, which means that everyone needs to move with her
Okay.
if you want to be behind cover.
I also just want to kind of listen and assess the situation and
Yeah.
see how many more are coming. If I hear boots coming around the
Sure.
corner, any of that stuff. Should I roll for that?
Yes, please. So you can fold your move in with that assessing.
Okay.
It may even help because you are now, like, you're running and you're looking as you go.
+3.
Yay, you roll a positive number.
Ingenious?
No. Wait, is that a trait?
Trait.
Yes, yeah.
I am smart. Okay. I'm not going to do encyclopedic knowledge or scientific prodigy, but maybe timely insight. Just like assessing the current environment
Sure.
for important factors.
Sure.
That does come in pretty widely. But anyway,
Yeah, we need to figure out what it means.
total of 11.
11. So you come scurrying around, and as you tuck in behind her, the fire drops behind you, which means that your night vision comes up a little better,
okay.
right? And you're able to see the whole thing, the whole like alleyway clearer. You see the guy that just got his hand shot off by your buddy, like kind of like yeah, like he's trying to get the butt of his gun under his arm so he can move effectively. The other guy,
Are we the baddies?
maybe.
No, are we the best?
I thought that was like a whole. I thought that was the plan.
Yeah.
So, so you see the other guy in the middle, and he's the guy who missed. He hit Jenny's shield, and he's like watching as this is all happening. He's on the right, and then you do hear a whole bunch of boots coming, like a
Okay.
whole bunch, and they're not all on concrete. Several of them are on metal. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's scaffolding that kind of comes around the front, and you're hearing them like come on the scaffolding up there. So they're going to have some overwatch on you pretty soon.
So
Yeah.
this is not a covered tunnel, as I keep imagining. They can look down.
Yes.
from
Yeah.
the
Yeah. It's just two buildings next to each other. It
And
goes up.
If they were
for
to
like 3
start,
stories. Yeah.
if they were to start shooting at us from above,
Yeah.
would my 20 hold the line
It-
do anything for us?
It would add defense,
Okay.
but the closer they get above you, the less that's going to be. So it's going to half pretty fast.
Okay.
But I mean, half of 20 is still 10. 10 passive damage absorption, not that bad, right? Still pretty great. Anyway, so you hear them coming in. So there's from both sides, and then also from both sides at ground level.
So how many are we seeing here versus are we hearing or up here? Or especially, I guess, if you're actively looking, what are we?
So they are all coming in from the end, right here.
Oh, it's just that some are down low and some are up high.
Yeah, some are downloads, some are up.
But they're not
Yeah.
coming.
They're
from
coming
all
like
over there.
around the scaffolding on the building.
That's
Yeah,
what I was.
yeah.
I was a bit.
Not like the roof.
Yeah.
Not the roof.
There may-
So they're not going to come up like behind us.
No.
That's what I was
Yeah,
hearing.
that's
you
You still have a barricade. If you want to retreat, like the duster's right there. You can pull
Yeah.
back.
Did the scaffold
Jenny pulls out
go
a second
all the
piece.
way?
Yeah.
Okay. So they
Legion
will
is
be
bad.
able to get around behind us
Roll in your pack.
on those scaffolds
Yeah, if you're
if we let them.
That's Jenny's dwarven name, Jenny Two Shields.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it
Now
out.
I understand the situation.
okay.
So
Glad I assessed it.
there may soon come a time
Yeah.
where we recognize that our goal of getting all of their attention at once has been met, and we should tactically reposition and do this again.
Go around.
And try to
Yeah,
draw them
yeah.
through this choke.
Yeah,
we don't want to
fair.
fight here. We want to fight with
So-
them in the choke.
Perhaps
We
I'll
need to
get
back
on
up.
radio and say, Jenny, halt the advance. There are more coming.
You are juiced.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just with a little game.
Hey, what's going on with the actual mission?
So I wanted to cut there. So while this is all happening, you guys you're being held at gunpoint, and you hear all these gunshots going off, and this guy is like having trouble like deciding what exactly.
I'm gonna whisper into the comms, be like, "Can anyone hear me?" Sorry, can anyone hear me?
Yes, we're holding strong. Are you all right?
One of them spotted me.
So
What are
the
we
guard
doing again?
the guard turns back to you. He's like, "Hey, what are you saying?"
Why are you pointing a gun at me?
So he says, "Keep quiet. Keep your head down."
Do you not see the explosion?
Meanwhile,
Actually turning into Cornelius now.
Things are going well.
That's about what we expected.
so meanwhile, you're like kind of like shrinking, and you're yelling at him, and he's yelling back at you, and you kind of get into this exchange, and then
My hands are up!
there's this little movement behind him, and up out of like seemingly nowhere comes Jax, and he's got something in his hand, and so he puts his hand over the front of the guy's mask, and like shoves it down into his neck, and you hear the sound of a taser go off, just and the guy goes down like pretty hard. And he's like, "All right, we gotta get inside." This
I'm
guy's
headed
gonna
for the
be out
door, and I'm
for a
going to
minute.
use whatever energy I have left to get this door open.
All right, so you guys are heading for the door. Jax comes up behind you, and he's just going, "Do it," because he can't help you open the door unless you're gonna pick the lock. But I feel like you're gonna force the lock.
Well, I have break-in as an ability. So
it's the breaking in.
Yeah, I would say this is more of a lockpick, is more of like a forced action I can do with my hand.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so blue collar,
Mm-hmm.
son of a gun.
Yeah. Sure.
I don't know what that
Okay.
means, but take it for everything.
I feel like as long as he's acting as a scoundrel,
Break
he
in?
gets it. Like,
Yeah.
is this something Han Solo has ever done in his
Yeah.
life?
Robo.
Then
hand.
he gets
Yeah.
it.
You want your skills and abilities to be as ambiguous as possible.
Can I
Yeah,
take
It's a
two
good way to
blue?
get half of everything.
What?
Full blue, two blue?
2 blue. You're starting to wear off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Starting at 13.
Yeah.
Oh, mechanic. Duh.
Yeah.
All right, 18.
Okay.
Better.
And I got a +3.
Hey. Okay.
So I'm at a 21
21.
for breaking and entering.
All right. So you come up on it, and you switch your hand over into the little cutting torch you have. Or how do you want to do this? I don't need to narrate. Like, what do you use your hand for?
I am going to use a cutting torch.
Neato. Good job.
Comes out of 2 fingers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it and like do like an X motion over like
over the lock.
where the door meets.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
cutting right, like creating a V. So there's like 2 weak points.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take it. And is this a push in or a pull out?
It's a push. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to push.
All right.
So
So
I'm going to, let's see if there's a turn
Yeah.
handle and just like break through.
Yeah.
So now that X is just exploded out.
Absolutely.
And I just reach in and push the door.
So yeah, the door like it resists a little bit, and you kind of put your shoulder into it, and then you see Jax kind of throw his weight after you, but you have definitely already broken the door by the time his shoulder hits your back. so I feel like him, and then he comes, and he kind of like rolls over you. And
What do I see?
all right, that's all we got for today. If you want to know what Jimmy saw, you're gonna have to come back in a week and join us for the next installment of Fools and Corpses Bluesky Backwater. So until next time, remember, only fools and corpses don't change their minds.